you so much. And this is the amazing question. You see, because the guardians are not going to answer us with yes, no, because we are seeking their guidance. We are seeking their understanding and love. And with simple yes or no, we cannot get it. And they want us to see that we really want to work on ourselves, because they know we can, but they want to just see it and feel it. And when we do that, we get rewarded. So don't forget that. Also, another thing that I want to tell you guys is I was thinking about I was more guided than thinking, just of doing some kind of free masterclass for manifestation. So if you are interested, let me know, send me private messages, or you can even write me the comments. We can talk about it. How would you like it to be? But the guardians want me to tell you that we could do I could teach you a lot of tools. I can channel a lot of their, let's say, secrets for manifesting, but not only for this moment, like one-time manifestation, but long-time, like lifetime manifestation tools. So you can really live that life you desire. Also, they want me to share with you that we're going to do some kind of DNA activations. We're going to do healings, meditations, and all that in that little mini masterclass, let's call it like that. And also, what we're going to do through that masterclass is we're going to change our mindset and the way we talk and the way we use some words. For example, as I said, some shows, it's not a problem. It's a situation. That's like an example. How can we change how we use words and what they mean for us? So if that's something you are interested in, let me know. I will be more than glad to create something for you guys to make all the channeling and guidance and everything through the Akash. So thank you so much, guys, for this amazing opportunity to be with you and to tell you and to teach you. I hope to see you next week with some another fun facts and some teachings and some questions you have. Now you see how can you ask the guardians for some clarifications and some guidance. And thank you so much for this. Hope to see you next week. Okay, guys. Bye.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapana. Mary Shapana. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're having a good week. I'm going to jump right into our choice of 3 cards because I want to get to my caller as soon as I can. So just have a quick think about whether you gravitate to card 1, 2, or 3. Okay, now if you have chosen card 1, this is one of my favorite cards. It's the Fool, right? And I love this card because it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. It's new beginnings. It's trying new things, new experiences. It's travel. So if you've been feeling like you've been in a rut and you're nervous or scared of change, it's okay. You know, energetically, if you've chosen this card, it's the right time for you to go in that direction. Also, I want to say if you've got a bit of a restless energy about you, if you are in a relationship, make sure that your partner understands that it's you that is just wanting some changes in your life, that it's not about changing your relationship, unless of course it is about wanting to change your relationship, but if it's not, make sure that you're reassuring your partner. When I drew this card, I could hear the Elvis song, it's now or never, right, playing over, in my head. If you are single, it's a good time to find someone to be in love with, a soulmate or a lover, whatever you're open to. If you are, it also lends itself to career. So it can be like new jobs, new skills, new opportunities, or you may even get a complete career change, okay? So this is about venturing out and being true to yourself, but still going out and finding a different part of yourself that you didn't know. Also, on a personal level, you can experiment with new makeup, like hair, new clothing. Just try something different for yourself. Okay. The second card is this one. Okay, I'm holding it the right way. This is about bonding through an emotional connection. Okay, so it's very much a relationship, a card, something that you love, but it's also you've got to let go of things that have been holding you back in the past so you can move forward into this new relationship. I do feel, I could see when I pulled this card, I could feel like somebody, was out there praying for, somebody that was right for them, and really wishing that would come their way. Again, this can also be about work and career or investments, and it's really about getting what you want, getting what you love. It could be about moving as well. So if you're looking to move, now's a good time to look at that, or you are moving and you're ready to go into your new home or new residency, so it's all about getting something that you love, all right? So it's a person predominantly, but it can also lend itself to career and your home life as well. All right, if you've gravitated to the third card, it's this one again. This is a great card. It's about completions and achievements. So if you've pulled this card, the world, you've come, it's like coming full circle. You would have gone through a lot of challenges in your life. It's now time for new things to start. It's time for the next part of your life's journey and what that brings for you. So it could be travel. It could be that more people that live overseas, you're making more connections with people like that. It's about like new friends, new partners, new relationships, again, evolving. Okay, so it can also be out with the old, in with the new. All right, new you, new friendship groups and whatever. All right. A lot of this card has to do with communication as as well. So it's also a great time for business. So you can like upskill or a new career, anything along those lines. You're ready to start again in this, so just keep going. And also, if you have had a business in the past, or you've started something and it didn't really work out, now is a good time. All those skills that you learned and all the hard work that you put in, it's a good time now for all those past efforts that can come into fruition. So you can like have another go again. Okay. All right, great. Thank you. I think I've got Lisa on the line. Lisa, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
I think I'll do a tarot reading or card reading. Just my friend had given me your page to follow, and I've just been following it.
Oh, great. And
first time doing one of these.
So you're just after a tarot reading today?
I guess I don't know what all you guys do. I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. I will see what we get. Do you want just a general reading, or have you after anything in particular with your life?
Just a general reading.
Okay. All right. As I'm like tuning in to you, I do feel like there needs to be like some changes with you. I feel like there are parts of your life where you're stagnant, you're stuck. This could be around your finances as well as also relationship. Does that make sense for you, Lisa?
Yeah, it does.
In both areas?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in a relationship at the moment?
Oh yeah, long time. Yeah, very long.
Yeah. Do you find that you're being restricted a little bit from that relationship, where you can't just do whatever you want? I know in a relationship we have to be respectful of our partners, can't just do whatever we want. But do you feel like you're being held back at all?
No, no, we're good. Or
Okay.
that.
All right, because I am seeing, would it be getting held back like with the financial situation? Because I am seeing being held back. So, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like, if you want to spend some money, you can't, you have to save it, that kind of thing. But I'm just seeing,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'll see what else I get for you. I've also got a spirit that has just stepped in. I don't know. This is an elderly lady. She could be like a grandmother figure. Are you happy to get any messages from her as well?
You're getting messages from an elderly lady?
Yeah, she's like a grandmother. You don't
yeah,
have
my mom or my mom.
grandmother. Have you got your mum and your grandmother, Lisa, in spirit?
In what? I'm sorry?
Have both your mum and your grandmother passed away?
Oh yeah, they've been gone a while. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now let me just say, are you happy to get a message from them?
Sure.
Because I feel like I want to talk to you about your life. Okay. Let me just see what's coming through. There's actually two spirits that have come through, right? Was your mom? One of them is very gentle and very she's very kind with her voice. It's very patient and loving. Was your mum like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Spirit stepping forward, and she's she wants you to know that you were always beautiful to her. Okay, she wants you to. She doesn't. I feel like she's making me feel like other people maybe not making you feel like that, and she wants you to kind of just remember who you are and to remember what she thought of you when other people make you feel like you're lacking. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Because she wants you to not be bothered what other people have to say to you, right? And she's also saying for you to protect yourself because they can curse you through jealousy, all right? Now, some people will pay somebody to curse somebody, but I feel in this case, it's just the jealousy will like curse you. Did your mum grow up in prayer where she would pray?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I keep seeing a crucifix, and she's like, pray for these people to not have any kind of stronghold over your life. All right. So I don't know if you pray anyway, but she's saying just do that, continue with that. And she's like, oh, and hey, presto, just like that, they'll be gone. All right. They'll have no authority over you, right? And she's like, just be kind and be with your higher self. All right. Connect to the loving you. Don't get pulled in to other people's nonsense. Okay. Let me see.
Right.
And she's saying, I know who you are, and you're always in my heart. Okay. And she's this other lady is stepping forward. Do you get anxious and then you you find it hard to breathe? She's like, just breathe.
Yeah.
She's just
reminding
you to when you get nervous or anxious to just breathe. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Lisa. I'm sorry we're out of time. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Psychic Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Readings by Diane with Diane. Live at readingsbydiane.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 203-519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Readings by Diane on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, at least here. Beautiful, beautiful day outside. It's just gorgeous here. Spring is finally springing in northern New England. And, you know, if you're from anywhere up near Canada, you get it. It comes a little late here. But anyway, I am very excited. So my name is Diane Jarecki. You can find me at www.readingsbydiane.com. And that is a blog and website. You can also find me on YouTube at Readings by Diane, Instagram at Readings by Diane, and I have a Buy Me a Coffee where I've got membership tiers and you can buy me a coffee and just help support me a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to today's show, and it's just a beautiful day to be doing this. It really is. Got outside for a little bit, enjoyed some fresh air, and I'm just chilling with the cards now. And let's see who we have today. I've got Echo. Okay. In California. Hi, Echo.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Now, is that the northern part of California you're in?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. All right. What can I do for you today?
I would love a love reading.
Okay. And do you have a specific question or?
I guess it would mostly be, I don't know if it's a person in general. I guess I would want to know, do I already know the person that I'm supposed to be with?
Okay. Okay. So there's somebody that you already know. All right. Just trying to figure out which system. I'm going to go with the tarot to start with, and I might swing into Lenormand as well for some clarification.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it just depends on how clear the tarot cards are on this. Any card system can sometimes be clear as mud, you know?
Absolutely.
That's kind of why I like having different voices to pull from and see. Sometimes it takes a couple of voices to really get a good. Okay. So, interesting. To start with, we have the Seven of Batons with the Queen of Spades, or Swords. So, the first thing I'm going to say is I feel like this is a situation where you've already overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges.
True. Very true.
With the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Cups, I feel that this. If this is somebody you know, it is somebody that I feel you've had a lot of challenges and a lot of tears with in the past. Is there somebody that has happened with and then things have stabilized or improved? Because we have the 4 of Cups following this with the Wheel of Fortune. So it shows me that there's somebody with whom your relationship has changed in time.
The only one I could think of is the father of my child, but we just keep on going down the same path, it seems like.
Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune shows that path changing.
Okay.
All right. And then I've got the 6 of Coins with the Ace of Coins. So it is interesting because that's like, this is what I'm feeling, that yes, it is somebody that you know, it's somebody that there has been a very, I mean, we have 2 7s. And it's not the 7 of Cups where it would be a relationship trouble, but it's the swords show me kind of worse than that, because it is that lots of tears kind of trouble. And that usually does indicate a closer relationship having been there. And then there's the Strength card here with the 4 of Swords. And so I feel that pain is lessening between the 2 of you. I feel that this 6 of Coins with the Ace of Coins shows the ability to sit down, discuss things, work things out, and have a new beginning to your relationship coming. And since that change is showing in the future, but it's showing in kind of the near future, it's kind of where that present blends to future. So is this something that has already been starting to change between the 2 of you?
That's where I don't know that it has.
Okay.
And that's where I'm not sure that it's him or it's not somebody else from my past. I just have this feeling that it's somebody I know.
And these cards show me, I feel you're right. And I feel that it's somebody, if it's not him, it is definitely somebody with whom there has been a troubled relationship in the past. I feel that those that start with the 7 of Batons and the Queen of Swords, showing me that that's somebody that in order to overcome the challenges you may have cut out of your life. And okay. So, because I'm not solidly feeling that it is the father of your child. I am feeling, though, that it is somebody you know, yes, and that it is somebody from your past with whom there was a challenging relationship. You ended things. If it wasn't mutual, I feel it's you because it's the Queen of the Swords. And that, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel goes round and round, the wheel turns, and I feel that person is coming back in. That Ace of Coins with the 6, so I feel like something's going to happen. You're going to meet this person again, find out that they have done a lot of healing work. That 6 of Coins, I feel that they have done their work. And so that Ace of Coins is showing me a new beginning there. And Coins and Cups are closer relationships. All right. So sort of feeling that spark reigniting when you meet again.
Yeah.
And,
I'm sorry.
You know, things are definitely going to be better this time around between the 2 of you. And now okay. I definitely want to take a look at the Oracle cards instead of the Lenormand. I want to see what they have to say about this.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. They often give me really good validation. So it's interesting on this. The first card that came up is here and now. So this is telling me to stay present in where you are now, and also to trust that this person is in a different place here and now. So when you meet up again or when you come back together, don't focus on the past, because I feel that you're both in a different place now. All right.
Okay.
And then happy. So like, be open to things being happy.
Okay.
Between Worlds shows me, I feel like this is coming in relatively soon. Okay. Like, you're in that transition, that Wheel of Fortune energy, and that Between Worlds is kind of saying, like, the work you've done so far on yourself and the place you've gotten yourself to, and the work they've done and the place they've gotten themselves to, is making it so that at this point you're both ready to reopen that door. All right.
Okay.
And so then we end with breathe. So just relax, breathe, allow. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And like, don't focus on that anymore. Just be receptive for when it happens, because I really do feel this is energy that's coming in pretty quickly for you.
Okay.
And it may surprise you who it ends up being.
Yeah, I just have this weird feeling that it's soon and it's somebody I know.
I would agree looking at these cards, because those first two, or first three, showing me somebody that there was a lot of, there was past stress and pain with. And then the Four of Cups, that there's a new emotional stability now. I'd say maturity as well. The time is kind of ripe. The Wheel of Fortune showing this change. So I totally agree that I feel your feeling is right on that, Echo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And thank you.
Hey, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
All right, you too. Thanks. So I want to thank everybody for being here with me today. And again, you can find me, just look for Readings by Diane. And I'm around. On Instagram, Readings by Diane 603. I had to put in New Hampshire's area code for that one because there are two others. So I am in New Hampshire. If other people come up and you're not finding me and my beautiful bright butterfly flying into the sun for transformation.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Spiritual Connections with psychic medium Cindy. Psychic medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Spiritual Connection on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. Great to be here as always. So happy May 1st. Yesterday was May 1st, which was Beltane Festival in Ireland and Scotland yesterday. And although that's a very old festival that's been going on for a long time, it talks about, basically it's kind of a celebration of like summer's coming in, and soon we're going to have, the cows are going to go to pasture, and it's all about the blessings of that. But at this time, the pagan people believed that the fairies were very active along with the spirits. So I thought tonight we should probably pull some cards from the fairies. I have a beautiful fairy deck here. So I was like, what does the collective need to know? What do the fairies want the collective to know to celebrate the introduction of summer? Mostly in the UK, but it's coming here too, this side of the continent. So here we go. What do we need to know? All right, let's split these up. All right, nice, beautiful. So the first card from the fairies is called Wish Wisely. And for those of you that can't see this card, it's actually very purpley blue, and purpley blue is all about the spirit world. In this card, it's about manifestation. So when you're making your manifestations, or setting your dreams out there, putting your intentions out there for the spirit world, do it in a wise way. The reality is that if we all ask for $1 billion, we're not going to get it, right? Like that's not the way the spirit world works. So, if you're in a situation where, you've got a good job and it's pretty good, but you like a promotion, well, that's a wise manifestation. If you're looking for a relationship, well, you want a great relationship to come in. Like these are wise manifestations. And so this is the lessons from the fairies, just saying, hey, think about your manifestation. Be realistic, basically. The second card that I pulled is called Look in a Book. And I always think this is funny because I don't know exactly when this deck was created, but a lot of people, don't look in books anymore, but they do Google things. So if you have a question, you need an answer, if you can't find it in a book, Google it. The fairies are telling you that the answer that you're seeking is definitely out there. Just maybe you have to do a little research for it. So the last card is New Beginnings, and this is a beautiful card to have on the 1st of May, right? Like this is the 2nd of May, and it's new month. It's all about new beginnings. We got rid of a lot of that astrological chaos that we had in April with, new moons and full moons and eclipses and all that. So this is a beautiful card, just reminding you to, set your intentions for May. Like, what do you want May to look like? Put out those manifestations. And thank you to the fairies for putting out with these beautiful cards for us. I just love this. I love this for all of us. It's just beautiful. So while we're waiting for a caller, hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm teaching a course. It's going to be on my Facebook page. So it's Psychic Medium Cindy on my Facebook page. And I'm going to be teaching a course on working with the universe. So what's that going to look like? Well, we're going to talk about energy and grounding and how to use your intuition and how to put your manifestations out there in a way that is easy, like quick little exercises that you can do to practice. And you'll find, I think, the results of this course will be, for a lot of people, will be just life, making decisions a lot easier, feeling a little bit more confident, and just, having life just be a little bit easier. Nobody purposely looks to go against the universe. I know nobody does that on purpose, but can be a little bit complicated to navigate. So if you're interested, it's going to start on May 19th, and it's going to be for 3 evenings, 19th to 26th, and June 4th, probably for about an hour and a half. It's going to be all recorded, so if you can't be there, you can watch it later. And I'll be available throughout the week to answer any questions that you have. So love for you guys to take it. If you want more information, like I said, go to my Facebook page. You can also find me on Instagram, send me a message, email me. I'll give you all the details. So right now we have Takia from New Jersey. Hi, Takia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in.
No problem. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, awesome. What can I do for you this evening?
No, I actually wasn't sure how this is supposed to go. If you guys are just going to choose something, or if I could pick a question. But if I could pick a question, it would probably be about, I guess, my twin flame relationship situation and where it's going, so I could kind of have some clarity. That's what I can share. That we are both celebrities. He's actually a much bigger celebrity than I am. And we had his family members were doing like a lot of black magic and stuff like that to keep us apart, blah, 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 blah. So I think that at this point, they were doing a lot. They all because they're in the music industry, they're really connected to that world of Illuminati and all of that stuff. It's not, but they're deep into that world. But thank God for divine protection. I'm not able to be harmed. The weapon will be formed, but it can't prosper. It's all good. I'm not stressed about it. I do have concerns, or I haven't spoken to him in like so many years. It's probably been over at least 10 to 12 years. However, I can feel him, I can hear him, I can pick up all of that, but I know the things he needed to experience. He had to experience those things in order for us to come together. So I'm not really upset about it, but I am kind of wondering like where he is on the journey. If he's finally like walked away from those people who were doing these things to us, and if he's realizing the truth now.
Let's dig in. All right, so I'll pull some cards to get kind of like a general idea of what's going on with him. And then, if we don't get all the answers, then I'll pull some more cards, okay?
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, good. All right. This is going to make a lot of sense to you. Okay, so the first card that I pull out for you, which is like, sort of the situation card in this spread that I'm doing, is called the waiting game, which is exactly what you've been doing, right? You've been waiting for this guy to come, this man to come back into your life, right?
Yes.
The beautiful thing about this card is, it's quite obvious when it's called the waiting game is that you're waiting for something, but it usually, in the grand scheme of things, means that what you have been waiting for is going to be worth the wait. Okay. So okay, does that make sense? That makes sense to you, right? Like, and that anyway. I feel in your heart.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, rather somebody come to you broken, or you rather somebody comes to you healed, and then y'all can move forward. I'll be patient. It's okay.
Yeah, you have been, and the universe is recognizing that. So the obstacles are for him, because it's more like him, it's his energy that I'm trying to pick up on, is the card called Choose Wisely, which would be the Seven of Cups if you were looking at the old tarot, right? So he seems like right now he has like a lot of different choices. Like he could go this direction, that direction, like he could go towards you, he could go another way. Often this card is, like there's a lot of good choices, but he's got to make the right one, right?
Yes,
so,
that's true, yes.
Yeah, so the advice for you, like the advice from the universe is is interesting, is that I've got number 5 here, which is called financial and material changes. Do you think that possibly he has any money difficulties right now?
Yes.
He does. Okay. So that's what the universe wants him to focus on, right? So what he needs to focus on is getting a good job, like being stable and secure in order for him to come to you, right? Because like you said, you don't want somebody that's broken. You want somebody that's right in good shape, financially, and feeling good about themselves. Because if you're making money and you've got a good job, you feel good about yourself, right? So what you need to focus on, right? Yeah. Okay. So what you need to focus on is the Triumph card, which is number 7, which would be the Chariot in the old tarot. The Chariot can tend to move quickly. So even though it's been a waning game, I think when this guy's ready to come into your life, it's going to kind of happen quite quickly. The 7, this is the number 7 card, which is all about success. And it's also a spiritual card. So it's, the universe has got your back. Sometimes with this card, it can mean like someone steady wins the race. But I'm not really feeling that for here. I'm feeling that it's going to be like, he's going to get a job. He's going to feel successful. There's going to be progress there with him. And that's when he's going to kind of come. If you could see this card right now, it's like a man on a horse that's like, riding towards you. Like that's how, right? It's beautiful. So the outcome of what I feel is what I see here is the Firm Foundation card, which is a number 4, which is all about building your firm foundation. And it's a man standing in front of like a strong mountain. And I think that when he feels he's got a good firm foundation, I think he will come in for you. But let's just pull another card just to see what's going to happen with this outcome, with this firm foundation, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, so the next card that we have, when we have a minute left, is the sacrifice card, which is like a number 3. So the seeds have been planted. The universe knows what you want, what the two of you want and what you need. And there's a rainbow on this card. So it's all about the good after the bad. So we think, continue to be patient. Set your intentions there that you want this man to find a job and find some stability and come in when he's exactly ready to. Okay? Sound good?
Wonderful. So much. That was excellent. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for calling in. It was great chatting with you. And best of luck.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And, follow me on my Facebook page, like me, Cindy, and or on Instagram. And, it was great being here. We'll see you guys or chat with you guys all next week.
Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media. Bernice Bisson, live for BerniceBissonPsychic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. And London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio, or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media, on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome. It's Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Sweet Bee. Boy, I'm so glad we made it to this day. It's been kind of a bumpy ride for me this last week. Just trying to flow with the energy, just surrendering to it, flowing to it. I have a full, about a 4 or 5 minute reading I've put on for the collective on my Facebook page at Bernice Bisson Psychic. You can go check that out today. But we're going to get started. I'm going to look at the astrology at the top, the 12 signs. Now, each sign you can listen to sun, moon, and rising. If you know that, I use traditional whole house astrology, Western astrology, and we're going to get started. We're going to start with Aries, sun, moon, rising. The word for this next 7 days is commitments. Commitments that you make to people, your career, opportunities that pop up are really good. And even yourself, even promises you've made to yourself, you're going to be really focused on commitments, getting commitments, signing commitments, reviewing commitments, trying to understand where those are coming from for you. You've got Mars, the North Node, and Chiron. You've been, for the last several weeks, really healing some deep wounds around your value, Aries. And now you're looking at making commitments and signing on board. And again, give them a good review. Let's keep going. We've got Taurus, sun, moon, rising. Boy, half the universe is in your sign at this moment. And we've got Venus, the sun. We've got Jupiter, and Uranus is really the story this week. And it's sort of conjunction with Venus and really bringing about surprising outcomes to what we value. And because this is all in your sign, along with this new moon that is right now as we sort of speak, is care. The word that would come to me would be the word care. Caring for yourself, caring for what's going on around you, caring for others, putting some effort into your care, your health care, your financial care, and your security. And these are big things for you, Taurus, because this reset really is this last, since 2019, you've really been going through a pretty transformative time. And this next year is really about your care paying off. Let's keep going. We've got Geminis. The word is respect for this next 7 days, and really about boundaries and respect. And that, are you being respected where you work? Are you being respected in the relationships you're in? Are you being respected for what you're doing? And do you respect yourself? And do you respect the people around you? These are going to be some key questions for Geminis, and really determining where you belong and who does respect you and how do they show that to you, Geminis. Cancerians, we have our little crab. Sun, moon, and rising. And the word for this next week is boundaries. Now, part of that, and so part of that's going to be, you've got some really big transits coming up in June and July. It's a large reset for you little crabs. And I just feel like right now, setting boundaries with the right people, setting boundaries on your time, setting boundaries on how much you're giving, setting boundaries with what people can expect from around you is going to be really big over this next 7 days. And you won't be sorry about it later, even if it's really uncomfortable, little crab. Leo, sun, moon, rising. We've got our little Leos learning, taking in, really observing and watching people around you, particular people maybe you work with, maybe people in your competitive sphere, maybe people in your circle, and really watching and being observant about what is around the corner. And this could be really around what opportunities lay, where maybe some challenges are with maybe partners and people that have been power, having their own power struggles in their life, and really coming to a learning and appreciating maybe where they're at as well, and also learning maybe what you need to be really excellent, what you need to do to be really on top of something that you've been trying to master. And I feel like that learning is going to pay off, particularly this next 7 days. Let's keep going. We've got Virgo. Virgo, all this energy in Pisces. We've got Neptune and Saturn still there, still really making you question the deepening of partnerships and maybe questioning, things that you thought and you could be challenged on some of those belief systems. And the word is intuition, and to really guide, let your own intuition, surrender to it. Don't try to be figuring out every message and everything. Allow for surrender. Allow your intuition to really guide you. You usually feel it in your gut. And so if you've been having stomach issues, if you've been having digestive issues, Virgo, I'd pay attention. It could be some tough decisions or conversations you could need to have around you, around people being elusive. That's one thing Virgos can't stand. And so there we have it. Okay, Libra. Ooh, the word is adventure. Boy, it sure has felt like one, I bet. And it could be a bit of an adventure with people. Don't get the runaround. You could be taken on a bit of an adventure into, down a few rabbit holes. And that can include like going down what I call the voicemail rabbit hole, or going down, the prompts where you're like, press 1, press 2. And so you could get caught up in some of the meshing of systems, a meshing of things. And adventure would be the antidote. And this could be small adventures, taking a chance on adventures, booking some trips, really looking at planning some of these things. And maybe really, maybe you got some exciting date nights coming up to rekindle things with a partner. Especially with all that healing, assertive energy in Aries, which is your house of partnership. So there's a lot of action needing there, and a lot of actions taken there. Now let's keep going. We've got Scorpio. We've got the word patience. Right. Okay. Every Scorpio just went, right. You guys are like totally patient. You can wait under a rock for a really long time and then come out with your little stinger. And so patience, you're almost there, and you've got all this energy right now in your 7th house of partnerships and commitments. No quick moves, because it could make it or break it. This is all about things, business partners, relationship partners, work partners, those types of things that you've made commitments to people, even your customers, or maybe even your clientele, that there could be some really wonderfully unexpected opportunities, really wonderful kudos or things popping out for you, or maybe your name's just being referred around. So that's kind of a nice thing for you, Scorpios. Sagittarians, the word is resilience. And this really shows up a lot around your financial, your home, paying off debt, getting on top of the task list, the details of life, the duties of life, getting finances sort of organized and consolidated, and feeling resilient, really feeling like you're bouncing back from what might have been a kind of a pressing or really hard bit of time, and now you're really kind of bouncing back. And resilience really is one of those Sagittarian superpowers. So I feel like this is really positive for you guys over the next 7 days. Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, the word is change that comes up really strong with some of these transits, and you've got nothing but change. You've got a couple of things going on. Pluto being retrograde is going to backtrack into your sign a little bit around 29 degrees. And at that same time, we're literally going to have 5 celestial bodies at 29 degrees, reminding us what needs to end, reminding us all where these pieces in our life are really come to culmination, fruition, ending, transition into a new beginning. And for you guys, change, and this could be change of work, change of what you're doing, change of what you love to do. And I just feel like there's some really positive changes to your money and financial outlook as well that could come a bit unexpected, and that could come to you in a really lovely way. Just be able to manage a change, and it could really impact your nervous systems, feeling just nervous about the changes and unsettled. And I feel like try to roll with it, plan as much as you can, and let the rest leave it to chance, because you'll be okay in all of this in the end of it. Choice is the word for Aquarians. Boy, you haven't had this word in a while, and it's an ironic word because choice is the word under this Aquarian influence. Pluto going retrograde, power circles of the past. We might see that Roe versus Wade kind of stuff in the larger scale of the world sort of politics, but it's really about fighting for your rights and having your choices and fighting for choices that you deserve, you want. And it's about really making choices that best benefit you and being left in charge of your own choices and being given options and choices. So you're feeling a lot of freedom in that, and that you have the power to choose, and you're really maybe doing some of your logical discernment around some of the choices being presented to you over the next 7 days. And I feel like what's coming in, you're going to have to stick to, because once that Pluto goes direct in the fall, it's going to feel really like full steam ahead for you then. But choices are going to be presented in a big way. Pisces, Neptune, Saturn still there. And, you know, the word that kept coming around this was higher self, and really working on your higher self, your higher spirit, trying to connect to your dreams, trying to connect spiritually, and really trying to connect soulmate wise to people around you, other even little doggies and kitties, and having really strong deja vus and soulmate connections, and really trying to be still and trying to still your nervous system to connect to the higher self and try to understand some of the choices you've made in the past, and really coming into a new idea of what you want to create, where you want to go, what sense of purpose, because the higher self really brings along that big sense of purpose. Next 7 days are pretty powerful, folks. So I'd be mindful and be present and be kind, always. You can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. I have a podcast, and so my readings are normally an hour long, and I read a lot of different things. I read palms and tea leaves and crystals, and I'm an astrologer, and I kind of blend everything together when you come see me. My readings are recorded. If you like to listen I do have about 30 episodes or so. I have about 30 episodes or so that you can listen back to past readings and listen to my recordings. And then you get to hear from those folks, and they'll tell you everything that kind of transpired for them. And there's some pretty beautiful soul medicine stories in them, for sure. Okay, let's get to a caller. We've got Nell in Nashville, Tennessee. Nell, it's Bernice Bisson. How may I help you?
Hi, Bernice. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic. How can I be in service to you today?
Yeah, I don't think I have any specific questions, just maybe a message for my highest and greatest good, please.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you to Spirit for sharing that with us today. And so let's get into it a little bit. Just bring your highest, greater, and good into your mind as you would like to see it, as you'd like to perpetuate it. And I'm just going to get into bringing in all the energy, people, places, and factors around you. Okay. First thing I want to say is evening walks, long walks down the road, really holding hands with a male counterpart and walking down the road and enjoying the evening walks. So there's something about also you'll be watching what you're eating, really being very diligent about the type of food, like food is medicine, food is medicine. There's a man that you seem to be healing in terms, I just see you with your arms around him, and he looks really sad or really sort of down, and you're trying to perk him up. There is maybe a recent loss in his life, or a recent, I don't know, there's something about also concerns around maybe a father figure. And, you just got your arms around them, and you're really trying to bring some peace to them. There's also something about going to another state. You're being called maybe to go and visit people in another state. I feel like you could be called more, if you're in Tennessee, maybe more towards the west. And that I feel like this could be coming up even in June, and that there would be some travel that would bring you certainly to the west. Now, I would almost want to say it's at least 4 hours away, if not 8. That feels important. And there's also news around the Florida area that could be maybe within months, and opportunities to go down towards Florida, opportunities towards Florida, things that would pop up for you there. There is a couple of things that right away that I'm going to say, maybe even in the next 7 months, that is going to come up really direct around a property, a home, a house, a property, finances, the moves of people. And I feel like you could get sandwiched in that a little bit now. Like you could assist someone with their move, assist them with where they're going to move in their care. Then I feel like you could be also putting some real effort, finances, money into your own place, your own house, your own home. I feel like there's going to be some really great news about work. It's funny because I wanted to say to you now, maybe part of the goal for you will be around bringing work to home or work closer to home. Working around the home, I just felt like would be a really positive piece in the next, even over the next 4 to 7 months. You could wind up event planning for special events like a wedding, like a celebration. It feels like there's something quite lovely brewing around you that you would help host, you'd help put together, which feels quite positive. There is one final piece I'll leave you with, is that there's something in terms of some legal frustrations or legal processes, paper processes, legal processes, like, you know, you could wind up having to take care of someone and realize that they didn't do their taxes, or that you would have to take over something and realize that something wasn't completed in terms of diligence, paperwork, something about that coming up around you that I feel like even by maybe between September and November, that I feel like you're like, oh, your head's in your chin's in your hands and you're looking at all this paperwork in front of you trying to get things sorted. And I just feel like that might be the time to bring in a helper with that. It could be an accountant, it could be something about that, just to help along with this, because I feel like it could come up a bit unexpected. That's what I see coming up in the next little bit for you. And it feels like, I'm sorry, it sounds a bit mundane and a bit like a bunch of details. And your higher self is like, what is with all the details? But I feel like you might be the coordinator of other people's details for the next little while now. Okay?
Okay. This has been great.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, my beautiful lady. Thank you so much. We'll chat again. Okay, and let's keep going. I feel like I'm on a roll. Let's keep going. I feel like I got Katie in Minnesota, I believe. Katie?
Hi.
Hello, Katie. My name is Bernice Bisson. How can I be in service to you today?
Well, I guess just a general reading. Something wants me to get a reading done today.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. What's the day and month of your birthday?
March 4th.
Oh, Pisces. Oh, the higher self. We're going to bring in that Neptune, Saturn energy that's in your sign right now, Katie, and we're going to just look at what's coming up for you as my March 4th Pisces. Okay, so I believe that in the next 4 to 6 months, there is some pieces where you're going to put some boundaries in around saying no to people around money, or that you're going to be saying no to people and putting some really clear boundaries in. And I feel like don't take anyone's chip on their shoulder personally. I feel like you might be in the next month to 4 months kind of like, that's it. not doing it anymore. That's it. You're putting in a clear boundary. And I feel like whatever pushback you might get, not to worry. I feel like there is a strong presence of a man who passed, like a father figure or older male that passed, and that there's something about a bit of a rift in family, or that there could be, you and another lady, like a sister, people coming together. There's something that even in May, where people could be coming together, it feels like a happy event. There is the care of a lady that shows up around this, or around the family. I feel like between this now, May, and in the next year, there's something really important about you might be in a position of support or having to support someone around their care appointments or attendance to those things. The other thing that comes up is that there is two different, now I know you're kind of in the middle of the country. There's invitations to the lakes, I imagine the Great Lakes, or you'd be heading to the Great Lakes. I feel like that could show up within the next 3 months. And then there's something about having an opportunity to head to the West Coast. And the West Coast would show up, and the mountainous range West Coast, I feel like would show up certainly within 9 months, maybe a year at the most. That feels really important coming around the turn. There is some really good news in terms of two things. One is, I almost feel like whatever's going on with this lady, health and healthcare, that could even be around you a little bit, Katie, that you could feel the stress of healthcare or feel the stress of someone's healthcare. I feel like there's some really solid plans coming forward, if they didn't recently, that would really come forward last August to this August, some sort of decisions, moves, changes, and I feel like it feels like some good outcomes. I also feel like there's going to be, I feel like you're going to hear, there's like 3 young people, I guess that's too broad, but 2 in 1. I'm going to say that we're going to hear the news of a baby showing up or a pregnancy showing up in the family, that we're going to hear about it maybe by the summer of 25. But between this summer, 24, the summer of 25, there is news and something quite lovely showing up among the girls. And I feel like young women, the girls, some news around a pregnancy that feels like maybe that this was very good news or wanted or anticipated. And that could go along with, I know, it just feels like it's quite a celebration or feels celebratory. I do think that there will be something important about maybe even some, okay, I'm going to sound a little kooky, but I'll say it anyway, some group travel that could bring you to that coastline, or a group trip, or maybe, unless they're there. If they're there, then I'll accept that as the group trip, but it seems to be showing up. Now, I can't all be roses, because I do want to go to something about conflict around finances, or conflict that might show up around who has what, how things are worked out, the working out of finances, money, or something about that. There could be a bit of conflict. Now, it's interesting, because I don't know that it's about you directly, because the one thing Pisces don't really engage in is the conflict. What they tend to engage in is the peacekeeping, or that the mediating, or trying to mediate or moderate people around them. You could find that a bit stressful, Katie. Like it just comes at you, and you're like, I was just trying to have dinner with people. Not,
yes, exactly.
Now, I do think that now I'm going to go back to the young people because I wanted to go 2 and 1, 3, like 2 and 3 young. There is something about someone really relocating, and it could come from an opportunity with work, their education, training, work, and that they wind up relocating. And it feels like a young adult around you. And there's something really quite good news about this. That could even be showing up in the next, 8 months or so. And I feel like unless they're already out of state, you could be going down to see them. Something really quite lovely about opportunities showing up for a young adult around you, being able to relocate, move, work, something quite positive. There is, I don't know the context of this, but there's two things. I feel like there's going to be a point for you, Katie, to be off work, and then something about a return to work, return to earned income, off work, return to earned income. That I don't know, I feel like there is some really tremendous news about this. Now, it's not directly to you, it's literally right around you, that I feel like you could be hearing something really quite positive within. I feel like in June, by the end of June 28th, around the end of June, you're going to be hearing some really good news around someone's employment, their income, off work, back to work, or new job, new work. And it feels like something quite positive. I feel like the last piece I'll sort of leave you with is the getting pulled into conflict. There's a young man who has a big chip on his shoulder. And I feel like there could be some conflict or something that comes up around this young man. Now, young man meaning a man younger than you, I guess. And something about a real chip on someone's shoulder. And I feel like sometimes all we could do is observe. Sometimes all we can do is give advice. Sometimes all we could do is try to be there. I do feel like you could be tested a bit around some of this family stuff that could be going on, but I want you to stick to your guns. I want you to stick to your, not so to speak, but I want you to stick to your resolve on things, because I feel like you might be really the glue, having to be really solid, having to be really logical, having to tell people, even if they should already know, you're going to have to tell them again. I just have to be really sort of reinforcing, persevering, reinforcing, and I feel like you're going to get your way, or that things are going to work out better than you imagined in all of these situations that I just talked about. I feel like they're going to work out better, but you really got to stick to your truth and things, or your own, because I feel like sometimes that's the piece that could sideswipe you, or that has sideswiped you a little bit. Well, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Lots of love and blessings to you and your family.
Thank you.
Now, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for joining me on Psychic Tuesdays. I'm back every Tuesday here on A1R Psychic Radio with my beautiful friends. And you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. Stay safe, stay warm, and we will see you in 7 days.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Here we are. May. Oh, my goodness. It's come around so quickly. And boy, has this world been pulling us in so many different directions. So because it's the start of May, I just thought to start this month off for me doing these shows with you once a week. I might just pull 3 cards as a general look at things to think about, feeling to maybe give up, surrender in this month of May. It feels like there's momentum building. Feels like there's some energy that's going to start pushing us, and we're going to feel like we want to get things done this month. We're going to have to. It's very ground roots, safety, security sort of energy around. But we also have to really be mindful of staying out of stuff that has nothing to do with us at the moment. You know, there's stuff that has to happen. We can't stop it in the greater global picture. But coming back in and being grounded and centered in yourself is important. So let's see what May's got for us here. So May 2024, a message for us all. Here we go, first one. Self-mastery. Very interesting. So this is simply know thyself. So we are under the influence of Taurus as a sun sign this month, but there's lots of other planetary things happening as well. But this really is about safety and security, and it's about pleasure and sensory and sensations. It's enjoyment. So this self-mastery here, know thyself, but also have fun doing it. Don't take yourself so seriously. It's great to be dedicated and reverent and sacred and holy with everything that we do. But, we've got to have fun as well, because when we have fun, our heart opens. It opens wide, and there's a lot of energy can be received that way. So the first thing in this month is looking at know thyself even more. So maybe some moments of reflection, contemplation, journaling, even maybe some meditation perhaps, on the next level of my knowing myself, the next level of mastery of my soul in this human experience. Little questions like that can be very, very helpful. The next one here is integration. Really, really good month for this. And if you look at the image here, down the bottom, the hand, where there's light coming out of it, this is your life is in your hands. So if we've got 2 things to think about this month, which are self-mastery and your life is in your own hands, you've got to make some little changes this month. Everyone's got to make little changes to have different outcomes and to have a different flow of energy. So I do have a caller who's come in, Samantha from Canada. Hi, it's Raylene. How can I help, support, guide, be of assistance today?
Hi. Yeah. I don't know. What? Can you just do a reading, or do I?
What would you like? Would you like just a general reading, or would you like? Have you got a specific thing you'd like some support with?
I guess like a general reading, but I mean. I guess I just been feeling like some negative energy, and I just don't know what it is that I need to let go of.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Look, it does. Look, Samantha, what's going on at the moment on the planet? There's so much chaos and so much change and transformation and transitioning going on for everyone. And we are energetically, from what I understand and what I see and work with, we are going through a massive rearrangement energetically within ourselves. And a lot of the stuff that we're picking up on at the moment, and we might think it's negative, well, it is negative, can be from the collective as well. So we have our own own personal energy field, which is our input and output, and what we think, what we feel, and what our intentions are, and how we take action. And that's our responsibility. And it's our responsibility to take that to a level that's better than what we've been, so we can move into a new level of ourselves on a higher vibration. So that's our responsibility. But what's going on in the collective, because of the state of the world, the economy all over the world, the health stuff going on all over the world, everything in our old systems is crumbling. And there's a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, a lot of resistance in the collective. And so it's very easy to feel the overwhelming energy and think it's ourselves, or it affects us. So, for me, in my world, I don't watch any news, I don't read newspapers, I don't do anything like that, because it breaks my heart. So for me, what I do is I send blessings and gratitude out to the world, and that adds to the collective. So it comes back to what I said to you before, and I'll pull some cards for you. The best thing to do at the moment is to understand that you are the only one responsible for everything you think, say, feel and do. And if you want it to be better, then you've got to elevate it. I would suggest also with negativity, there are some really good little tips and tricks you can do. There's energy clearing, there is meditation, there's journaling. But the best thing I like to do is, if you're feeling negativity, it's a really quick little tool, is to invite the violet flame of transformation to surround you. So you're sitting in it and visually intending, seeing, imagining you're sitting in a purple flame, purple, and you request that any negativity that is not yours, or that it is yours, is dissolved and disintegrated and taken, transformed and transcended by the violet flame. And you sit in that for a few breaths, and you can do that a few times a day. It does help. It really does help. But in the meantime, that's a little tool. Saging yourself, burning candles, playing with citrine, using salt. They're all really good ways to clean up energy and negativity. So if you want to know more, send me an email and I'll give you some more detail. I think I've even got some ebooks on it, or I've got some free PDFs or whatever. I can send them to you. But we're going to pull Earth, Air, Fire, Water, general reading for Samantha. So it's the elements of creation for where she's at now moving forward. So for Samantha, calling upon the elements of creation, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, to help with Samantha in a general reading for where she's at and actions to take. So where she's at right now, the Earth element is Dreamtime. This is great. So this Dreamtime energy, what that means is, as I just said, we've got to remember that what we think, say, feel and do is the next point of creation in our life. It's what we step into every single day. So Dreamtime, in Indigenous cultures, they believe that everything has come from the Dreamtime. In our current times, we now have technology that talks about the quantum field. It's exactly the same thing. So what this Dreamtime is saying is you've got to start thinking, feeling, visualizing how you want to be, how you want to feel, what that would look like for you. And when you start to see that, you have a destination. You start putting a map in place of moving towards how you want to feel in yourself, how you want to be. And so this is what the Dreamtime energy is. It's accessing your imagination, your intuition, your inspiration, your visualizing. This is how I want to be. And what can I do now to help me start feeling that way? I've given you some tools. So that's where you're at right now. You're wanting something better, but you just don't know how to get there. The next one is your water element. This is the release. So this is about meditation. This is beautiful. This is what I said before. It's reflection time. It's contemplation. It's sitting down and being with yourself, being comfortable, know thyself, breathing, being in a space of non-judgment in yourself. And perhaps, consciously saying each day you step into your own light, that you're surrendering anything that's not yours, that you are choosing consciously to think better or to have a more positive thought about something or change your perspective. This particular month of May is really important for all of us to start doing different things each day, new things, because there's such new energy around. And it can't work with us if we keep doing the same old, same old. So we have to start looking at making little changes. So that might mean, you know, if you get up in the morning and you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and then you go and, you know, walk outside and go and clean your teeth and get ready for work, mix it all up. Mix it all up. Go and do something first. Spend 5 minutes breathing. Spend 5 minutes showing appreciation or gratitude to all this. Then do your other bits and pieces. And you'll find that you start to feel better. I feel you've got to spend a little bit more time with yourself, with how you want to be. So that's your water. It's the emotion. It's the emotions that you need to sit with your own emotions. The fire, the gift here, this is the fire element. This is the action to take. This is knowing that you're supported, and it's knowing that you have what you need. You know, the business I have, my business name is Medicine for Your Spirit, and I talk to people all the time about you are your own best medicine. You have everything you already need to know. There is nothing outside of you that's going to fix or change your life until you decide to connect to you and make different choices. So this is about you seeing that what you've got in you, you have got wisdom, a template for your life. It's a gift. And there's a lot of support here with this one for you, a lot of support, and also a lot of wisdom. It's like wisdom is trying to come to you, and now you've got to actually open to receive. And the expansion, the air element here is Goddess of Fire. I thought this one might come out. This is about letting go. This is about looking at the things in your life that are no longer serving you, that are no longer relevant. Maybe old thoughts, old beliefs, could be old relationships. It could be something you've been collecting for a long time and you just go, I don't want this in my life anymore. This is about how fire works. It burns things up. It destroys on some level. It purifies and it cleanses. And then we have incredible renewal. So whenever the Goddess of Fire energy comes up, what she's saying is there are things that you have to let go of before the next growth and the next level of clean energy can come through. It's waiting, but we've got to move things out of the way. Nothing new can come in until something old is released. So this is asking you to take, and the other thing I'm hearing is a bit more action, physical action. So I don't know what your physicality is, but I'm feeling movement. Get moving, whether it's walking, cycling, yoga, Pilates, swimming, whatever. I just keep get some movement happening. Often when we have negativity in our lives, there's stagnation as well. So when we start to move, we shift the energy. And when the energy shifts, we have space for the new things. Oh, that was a lot. So I hope that was helpful for you, Samantha.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And if you want some more ideas in energy clearing, send me an email at raylaneburn.com. I think it's admin@raylaneburn.com or Gmail. I don't know. It's on my website. And I can send you a whole lot of ways to do some really simple energy clearing. You don't have to buy anything and you don't have to do anything cuckoo or weird. You have the power to do it if you want. So thank you for calling in and good luck with that. So for everybody else, it's been lovely being here. You are the medicine for your spirit. Please come visit me on my website. I've got a book there. I've got free card readings there on one of my pages. There's so much there, so much info. Come and see me.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network. and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from MindBodyNourish.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm Andrea Bacon. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a good week. And now that we are coming to the end of the month, May is actually going to be a good time for some forward movement finally. So for those of you who have been working on starting something new or feeling guided to do so, you might see some new things start to come up and pop up in the next few weeks here. We're in a time of energetic shifts, and these shifts are supportive for our life's purpose. So if you were not sure what that is or where it might be taking you yet, don't worry. I have found that when it comes to your purpose, and that could be different things because we have more than one purpose. So if you're talking about like career and that type of thing, but whatever it is for you, if this is something that has been on your radar lately or for a while, I find that it will present itself to us in due time. And, maybe you've been searching and it evades you, perhaps. That is something that's common for people who get readings. It's something they'll ask. While it's not always, it's something that they kind of need to find within themselves. But there's advice to do this is to kind of loosen the reins, detach a little bit, and go within. Take some time throughout the days to connect on, on a daily basis and connect within, decompress, de-stress, let go of things from the day, let go of some stuff that maybe you've been thinking about a lot, and see if that's something that is going to help with your energy in order to, maybe not be investing energy in things that are, taking from you, depleting you instead of giving to you. And that's something you can evaluate and just kind of sit and have those reflection times. And if there's something that's draining you, you can decide whether or not that's something that you want to release. And then you'll have more freed up energy for the forward movement and the things that we are working on, or the things that we're working towards now in these new shifts. Okay, we're going to go to caller. So, Fatima?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Great. What would you like to talk about today?
Just whatever you feel I should know at this time.
Okay, let me tune in here for you. So I'm kind of picking up energy of you kind of going about, I don't know, they're showing me, and sometimes it's a metaphor, but they're showing me like in doing mundane chores and feeling a sense of like, what's the word I'm thinking? Kind of dissatisfaction.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, and then I just pulled an oracle card for you, and it's back and forth. So maybe there's something that you are going back and forth on, and in your mind, perhaps making a decision or something that you're going in and out of different energies, wanting to do something maybe, and then kind of like pulling yourself back, holding yourself back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so they're showing me this stuck energy, stuck in a more of a mundane, like I was saying, but they're talking about planning and taking action on some new things, whatever it is for you. Do you know what did you have any questions about that? Like, is there anything specific you have about that you would like clarity on?
I think it was like I had this one job, and then I kind of switched to this other thing, and they're not too bad, but yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe shouldn't have left that one right away. I kind of like traveling like a flight attendant, but then now I kind of do like Airbnb, so yeah, it's kind of like a lot of cleaning, but not too bad overall. But yeah, sometimes I go back and forth on that.
Okay, so that, like, I was seeing you doing a lot of cleaning, like mundane chores.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this card right here is that the planning and action, it has a map on it for travel.
Yeah. I love traveling though.
Yeah. And so they're talking about planning on taking some type of action. Now, this could be in the career, or this could be just making more time for you, for yourself, where you're having more fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there is this strong sense of like feeling like you're stuck in a little bit of a situation that you maybe don't know how to get out. Does that make sense?
Not like out of, no.
Okay. Well, and then we're getting the true love card as well, and the angels of the four directions. And the true love card for me right now, the energy it's giving me is kind of like getting dressed up, taking care of yourself, like going dancing or, making nice meals for yourself, but doing a lot of self-care and just treating yourself like you would somebody that you really care about.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do that a little bit more and plan some things.
Yeah, and it's this energy. I'm also kind of like seeing this wooded area, like a foresty area for you as well, to kind of like be spending time out in the sunshine or around trees and greenery.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to get nicer.
Yeah, and just getting that sunlight, and feeling your energy just needs a little bit of balance, and that's going to help make you feel a little bit more excited about where you're headed and kind of balance you out, because there's some sort of fragmented energy they're talking about, like different pieces of the puzzle that they all come together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know, but I see some type of new beginning for you as well. And so, but anyway, that is going to take us to the end of the show already. So you can always email me at andrea.bacon444@gmail.com. If you had like a question that we weren't able to get to because of time, if you want to do that, you can email me if you'd like to, and to kind of finish out the reading. Okay, but thank you so much for calling.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a great day. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great week. and take care. Bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. How are you today? And this is something that I like to ask a friend of mine. Her name was Tree, and she passed away in February of this year. And one of the things that she taught me to ask people was, how is your heart today? We are in some amazing energy right now. We have new moon that's going to be live tonight at 11:20 p.m. Eastern when the new moon rises, or is at its peak. And we really need to start looking at our emotions and what is happening for us and what do we want to manifest? Where do we want our life to go? We're still in spring. We haven't gotten to summer yet. We have this whole life that we can manifest ahead of us. And the only thing that stops us from having that life is what we've experienced in the past. And I don't want to say leave the past where it is. But what I want you to do is to look at the past where it is and begin to heal each and every single one of those situations. And that is how you can look forward to your future and manifest your future in the way that you are comfortable with. And if you are comfortable working for someone else, that's amazing. It didn't work for me. I did it for over 30 years and I'm tired, right? I am 55 years old and I wanted to work for myself. So 2 years ago, I left the corporate world and I stepped fully into being a medium full time. And so this is what I do for a living. I coach people and I help walk them through why they go through some of the things that they're going through. When we have a physical diagnosis or a medical diagnosis of something, there's usually a metaphysical belief that's behind it. And the metaphysical means it's just in another world. And so we need to start looking at what's behind us, what can we heal, what can we let go of so we can manifest a beautiful, amazing future with a very comfortable body, looking forward to all of the things that we are ready to embrace. And so with that, I want to welcome Evelyn from Tupelo, Mississippi. How are you, Evelyn?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. How may I be of service to you today?
Yes, I was just mostly inquiring about, some directions in my career or just my personal life.
Okay. Do you want to find out about your career? Ask your spirit guides? Is that what you would like to do?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm just going to say my prayer real quick, Evelyn, and we're going to see what your spirit guides have to say.
All right. Thank you.
Mother, Father, God, thank you very much for this moment in time. Thank you for allowing me to be of service to Evelyn today. As we open the door to communication with the great I Am presence, we know that all words spoken will be with your wisdom, truth, love, and understanding in the highest. In this moment, we ask for the veil to be lifted and any crossover loved one, ancestor, spirit guide, spirit animal to please come through with messages for Evelyn in her highest good. Amen. So, Evelyn, one of the things I want to talk about is as I step into your energy and I ask Spirit, okay, what do we need to talk to her about? What do we need to say? They put me in a position of being of service to people. And being of service to people in a way that brings me joy and happiness. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So one of the things that, I did a job for over 30 years that paid the bills and did all the other things, but it didn't bring me any happiness, certainly no spiritual peace. And this is kind of what Spirit shows it to me. It's like there's this almost like a crossroads for, do I stay where I'm at just because it pays the bills or does what it is, or is there something more for me out there? And Spirit shows it to me as though you're ready for the something more. You're ready for the railroad crossing, right? Where you change tracks, because here's where I was originally going and now I want to do something different. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And so Spirit is showing it to me as though it's really important for you to find a role where your heart is happy. Because when you are happy, you just exude this beautiful energy that affects everyone around you. So it would affect friends and church members and girlfriends and kids and everybody who's around you, because they show me you have this like real hearty laugh and this infectious energy, and that when you exude that, people around you just become so happy as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And so whatever career you're going to step into, because you're ready for I hear like the change of heart, right? You're ready to change and step into another direction. And when you do this, it's going to help you to feel, they showed it to me as though like when you would come home from work, you would sit down on the couch and you would be really tired. Just go, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And it's more of a mental exhaustion than a physical exhaustion. And
exactly.
Yeah. And so that's where you want to switch from the mental exhaustion, right? Because physical we can handle, we get some sleep and it's all good. But the mental exhaustion is much more difficult to get through. And that's why Spirit is showing it to me that you're really ready for this switch. And I don't presume to know how old you are, but they're showing it to me. It's like you need to retire this one career and go into something else. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Perfect.
Okay.
And they show it to me as though like literally being around people, almost like you're helping someone at like a homeless shelter or helping people who don't have what they need. And it just feels like that's where you would be happy because you feel like you're making a difference in your local community. And you have this beautiful legacy that you can leave behind you by helping all of these people, because you truly are a person who wants to be of service. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And because they're showing me that when we start to make this switch, this is when, and they're telling me to let you know to be very careful, because when you find something that you like so much, you tend to like throw yourself fully into it. And then sometimes you can find yourself overwhelmed and go, oh no, I did it.
Yeah.
And so they just want you to, they want you to just not take on too much. They want you to go, okay, let me just enjoy this experience without being overtired or over volunteering to help with things. And they're showing me that it's really important that when you do this, you'll find that nice balance between work and home. And they're showing me that it's really important to start spending more time, how do I explain this? With the people that you love, like being around them and doing things together and picking up the phone and making the phone calls. And I don't know about you, I don't like making phone calls. I'd rather text somebody, but that's just me.
Okay.
But they're showing me the reaching out to people. Because they show it to me as though sometimes you can feel, I don't know how to explain this. They show it to me that there's a lot of people around you, but I can kind of feel like alone in the midst of all the people. Because like if I can be with them, but I'm not always seen by all of them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so Spirit is just showing it to me that it's really important for you to be able to sit and say, okay, here's what I want to do. And you pick something that's really important to your heart that week that you want to do. And it could be sitting down and writing a letter to someone. It could be calling someone. But it's a way for you to re-engage in the world on a personal basis. Because they just show it to me as though you can be such a devout, dedicated worker that you tend to throw all of your energy there, and then you're just tired when you come home.
Yes, that's true.
Is there anything specific you would like to ask them?
Okay, yes. When you were speaking of like going into another job, I'm having an interview next Monday, as a matter of fact. And this particular position is something that I know I would be more comfortable in. I just need to navigate it a little bit different and not, like you say, just put all of me into it and just, pace myself at it.
Yes.
So I guess, would that be a good fit for me. I feel as if it would be. But, like I said, I have to interview for it this coming Monday. So I'm just,
Yeah, they show it to me as though it's like, they show it to me as though it's a really good step in the right direction to get you where you want to be. Does that make sense?
Yes. And that's what I've been trying to do, get to that point. And this job, I feel, will bring me to that point and have me settled.
Yes.
In a sense.
I agree with that. Because what they're showing me is that when you sit down for the interview, they're giving me like heart palpitations, like being nervous and wanting to make sure that I say and do all the right things because I really want the position. And what your guides are showing me very clearly is that you just need to just be you, right? Put out your personality, speak in the way that you would normally speak, and just allow yourself to be authentic rather than here's the cookie cutter kind of responses that some other people would put out. And that's going to set you apart from all of the other candidates. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
They're showing me you sitting in an office. It's like you're right across the desk from someone, and you come in and you sit down, and they just show me as long as you're at ease, the whole thing just kind of runs with ease. The whole interview just runs with ease. And the person interviewing you even would say, well, we wouldn't normally blah, blah, blah. But because they feel so comfortable with you, there's something that they'll introduce in that interview that maybe they wouldn't with other people. So it's really important to just be you.
Okay.
Do you have another question you'd like to ask?
No, not really. Personal life, I guess I'm just dealing with. I'm trying to get myself settled in my career. To get to the pace I want to be financially. So I'm just putting everything else to the back burner right now.
Yep, they're showing me that earlier on in life, the planning wouldn't have been quite the way that I would have wanted it to be. But now I'm getting to a point where I'm really peculiar and specific about how I need to do all of my financial documents, getting everything in order. And that this next step is going to help you to get where you want to be, so that when you are ready to fully retire and be done, you're not going to have to worry about it because you've reached that point where, this is weird, but this is what they're showing me. It's like I've reached the point where I wanted to be, so my Social Security is up high enough, I got enough of the retirement, and I'm good to go. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, it does.
Yeah, and they just show me that you're really trying to set it up so that you can enjoy the last part of your life and not have to work as hard as you did while you were younger. You just want to be able to relax and enjoy.
Yeah, that's all I ask.
Yep, and they're showing, absolutely. And they're showing me that you're really working towards that. And that as long as you continue and say, thank you, God, I know you're going to bring me this. I know this is coming. Keep following through with that and just watch what your spirit guides continue to bring you because you've manifested it. So thank you so much, Evelyn, for being on here. I am so grateful for you and your time. I appreciate you. And thank you to everyone else who was watching this today. I would love to see you. If you want to sign up for a one-to-one reading, go to marialeggett.com. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Psychic Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am Suzanne Ree, and I'm here to do some really good readings, I hope. Right now, I'm trying to get my stuff together here. How is everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. We have really a lot of energy going on solar-wise. Last week, well, you know about the eclipse last month, and then we had the Uranus conjunct Jupiter, which is change in luck last week, and tomorrow we have Pluto going retrograde, and that is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That means a great deal of healing that we need is going to start transcending us. So I am ready for that healing. I don't know about you, but Pluto retrograde really sounds good to me. And then we're going to have Taurus. We have Venus and Taurus, which is a lot of love going on. And we have Mars and Aries, which means that we will have to be dealing with some anger and some fear. But we can process it. We can go through it. And it's going to be great. I want to thank everyone who came to the fair in St. Cloud, Minnesota last weekend. I just love seeing everyone in person and being able to feel that physical connection. So yeah, thank you so much. We have Carolyn from Massachusetts. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I didn't expect this reading. I just got a message and I'm really excited to talk to you.
Oh, good. Now, you weren't expecting a reading?
I didn't. I got a message on my phone and it said call in for a reading and I said, okay.
Absolutely, you needed it. Wow.
I did.
Oh. Congratulations. I'm so glad that you called in. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
What can I help with tonight?
Well, a lot's been going on. How long will my husband be out of work?
Okay. Hang on a minute. Let me see what Spirit says. It's been a while from what Spirit said. It's been a while. I want you to be able to tell your husband not to give up hope and not to get too down in the dumps about it. I feel like, let's see. I feel within the next 2 weeks he should have a job. Something is going on for him, benefiting him. And it could be all the solar stuff going on. This is going to be a really great month for opportunities. And I do feel like he's ready and willing for an opportunity. I just felt like he's a little down in the dumps. And there's some disappointment and some anger from other jobs in the past. So that's what I see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel that there's more of a frustration within you too. Would you like to ask any questions for yourself? I feel like you're really frustrated.
No, not at all. He just lost the job 2 days ago.
Okay. It feels like it really does feel like a long time. I was asking about you though, not concerning the job, but something personally for yourself.
No. I don't really want to. I don't have anything on my mind.
This is
I could ask about my
surprising.
brother. Yeah.
What about your brother?
I'm wondering about his financial situation. Will it get better? He's really struggling.
Yeah, I do believe that that will happen too. Um, I feel that that will take some time. I think before the end of 3 months, he should be okay. Um, and he makes some different decisions that he's changed in himself. I feel like it's his decisions and his need to focus on what he feels is important is going to really do that. But I do think it's going to be in about 3 months.
Okay. That's good news.
So with this lengthiness, I'm going back now to the first question. Did he have that job long? Is that what I'm getting? Because I feel like something's been happening for a while.
I'm going to agree with that now. I'm going to agree with that because it was job sabotage and jealousy.
Oh, wow.
That got him. Yeah. Do you feel anything like that? He got fired from his job.
I feel like there's anger, and I feel like it's righteous anger with that.
Okay.
And I think it's going to take some time to heal with him because to go to work, you need to trust the people around you. And I feel like he's been somewhat wounded, and maybe that's why he needs hope, and that's why he needs to stay uplifted, because not every place is going to be like that. And I dare say that a lot of people wouldn't act on it the way that was going on. So I just want him to stay hopeful and have faith that things are going to be better. But I did feel the anger and the frustration, and I did feel like
he felt betrayed.
Okay, yeah. So just tell him to keep his head up and be hopeful. Don't lose hope.
Okay.
That was one incident, not his whole life. We tend to feel that way when we're portrayed like that's been forever, but it's not. So I just don't want him to lose hope.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I actually have to go, but I appreciate this reading. Thank you.
Go ahead and have a wonderful week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So hello everyone. This gives me a chance to speak a little bit. During the fair last weekend, it kind of made me wonder if I was going to teach a class, which there are in certain psychic wellness venues. I think it would be to try to really make this world a loving, kind place. I think that judgment and opinions and certain things that are secular, just there's an overpowering need for that in this world. But I want the world to be a better place by loving and kindness. We don't know just exactly how important our opinions are, but I can say that they're not that important. We should live by example. And I say should, but I don't want to say should. But if everyone lived by example of the things that they believed in, like loving and kindness, accepting their neighbors and whatever, a whole lot of things would feel better if we were kinder and more loving towards each other. I think the world would feel better. Compassion. I like the idea of compassion being our guide as to how to deal with other people. All of it. And going to Jesus. Jesus said to love one another. Buddha said to love everything up and down and over and under. So we do need that. This is a time to just really be kind to each other. A smile is contagious. A thoughtful gesture may be really meaningful to the person that you don't know what they're going through. So I think I would teach that, but just like in these minutes, I don't know how I could convey just on how important it is that we as human beings get along with each other. If you can't say anything nice, don't say it. If you don't want something to come back to you, you don't say it. So that's what I would do. And with that, I know that all my listeners and all my supporters understand this. I hope that that made sense. The other thing is that we all have the ability to transform ourselves and not stay stuck in depression or pain. It's our mind that can go ahead and push us forward, catapult us to a place of peace and understanding. And sometimes it's the trauma and the drama that makes us do that. It makes us do that by being uncomfortable. I think that if we were all comfortable, nobody would grow, nobody would change, nobody would need to. So if you're going through the pain of awakening or changing, love and light to you. I'm totally behind you and caring and loving. Change doesn't happen a lot without pain. So please be gentle with yourself and be with the people who will support you. All right. Well, thank you for giving me tonight. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Psychic Side with John Capello. John Capello. Live from johncapello.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Psychic Side on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Enlightening Television, and on YouTube, Moonstruck TV. We're delighted to have you here with us today. I'm your host. I'm John Capello, and I'm a psychic medium from the North Texas area. So we've been doing this work for a little over 30 years, and it's fun to be on the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. And we like to hope that we are a part of that. We hope that we are making the network a little bit better every day, every time we're on it. So today, I want to talk a little more about psychic ability. Last week, I talked about meditation and how important it was for your development to keep you calm and keep you centered and to keep perspective of things. It's very important to just take a few minutes, really on a daily basis, to kind of calm down and sort things out. I know today my wife and I had some traumas going on with with other family members helping them out, and so it's about being centered. It's about getting staying balanced, and so by doing that, you can think you can think more clearly and be able to handle all the issues that you need to handle on a regular basis. Today, I want to kind of move forward with that idea because, we're the psychic side. We like to try and debunk the skeptics. And so many people feel like psychic ability and psychics and tarot readers have something evil about them. And that's not as prevalent as it used to be. But one of the things that you have to understand, and I write about it in my book, Soul Exercises for the Open Mind, is your intention. So we want to make sure that you are wanting to develop your psychic ability, that you recognize that it's your intention. And the first intention I feel like you should recognize is that this has got to be for growth, your own personal growth. And once you have learned about your own abilities, then you can help people. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to be a psychic so I can help people." Well, yeah, we want to do that, absolutely. But we want to grow too. We want to be able to experience the fullness of the world around us. We want to expand our consciousness. We want to be able to pay attention to those things that maybe other people might not notice. But with our psychic abilities and our physical abilities, we gain more comprehension of the world around us. And that's real important. So I know we'll have a caller here pretty soon. But before we get into callers, I want to just tell you that last night we started the Monday Astrologer, and it was really a good class. And I want to encourage you to be watchful of when the classes will start over again. We're going to have the spring and the fall semester of the Monday Astrologer. And so we're just getting started with that. And also tonight we start the mediumship series. Those students that took the psychic journeys classes a month or so ago are now eligible to take the mediumship classes. So we're going to start those tonight. It's another 6-week course. And then finally, before we travel again over the weekend, I'll be at Miracles of Joy in Bedford. It'll be my first appearance there. We're going to have a meetup there. And we're going to be doing our foundations of psychic ability again. And so we'll be setting up more students to take the Psychic Journeys class, which will be held in a few more months. So if you want to come and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, be sure to go to Bedford, Miracles of Joy in Bedford, and sign up for the class there. And we'll be delighted to introduce you to the ways that we teach, and hopefully you'll be a part of our fall classes and I think it's August or September. So we'll just have to see what the schedule is. So with that, I want to just talk a little bit about a little more about intention, because so many times we're taught that if we do get a signal from beyond the physical, that it could be something evil, or it could be a spirit that's trying to control us, or a spirit that is giving us false information. Well, I guess it could be, but it's something that I found to be very, very rare. So with that, I'm gonna go to our first caller. Our first caller, excuse me, is Hannah in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. So Hannah, are you there?
I am. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, fine. Hannah, have you ever listened to the program before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad that you have. Do you ever work on your psychic ability?
Not a whole lot. I'd like to, of course.
You'd like to? Okay. Well, our courses are online, so if you do decide you'd like to join, let us know. But Hannah, it just seems to me like you got some things that are puzzling around you. I don't know why. Is there some confusion around you at the moment?
I think I'm always a little confused.
You have children?
I do. I have one.
Okay, so they'll keep you on your toes. But
oh yeah.
Now, pardon me. So it just seems like you might be a mom that does double duty, working and taking care of your child at home. Does that make sense, or are you mainly a stay-at-home mom?
I mainly stay at home.
Okay. Do you do any working? Because I do see that you get out a little bit.
Oh yeah. I always have a project or two.
Okay. So that's work, I guess, for me as a psychic. Do you have a question today? Because what I'm getting is are you someone that people call on to help take care of others, like an elderly person, or have you ever taken care of a grandmother or anyone that was ill, like even a mom or someone like that?
Yes.
Okay. Because is your mother okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So this was grandmother you used to take care of?
Well, yeah, and my mom was really ill at one point, and my dad was sick.
Okay. Well, it just seems like you're the person that is the nurse, whether you are actually a nurse or not, but you're the one that people call upon because they know that you'll do a good job taking care of them, and so it's quite a compliment, but it can be a burden as well, because it's not easy work to take care of other people who might not be feeling well, because there's so many needs that they have that they can't perform on their own, especially people who are later in their life. Now, is your dad in spirit?
Yes.
Okay, because it just seems like as we're talking, his energy is starting to come to me, and it just seems like this is a man that I don't know. There was something about him that was heartbroken. Was he just real sad because he was sick there at the end?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, But he just is very, very thankful for you and others that might have rallied around him to help him. Because what I'm hearing is that he wanted to do more for everyone. So was he a giver? Was he a kind man?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, because it just seems like there's a lot of kindness here, and if you could just kind of let him know that he did a good job and that you're appreciative of him, because it just feels like he wanted to do more, he wanted to give more, he wanted to live longer, he wanted to be able to be a part of maybe grandchildren's lives, and just couldn't do it, and so it just seems to me this is a man that, even though he did everything he could, he felt like he let down other people. It looks like mom and dad stay together. Do they stay together?
Yes.
Okay, because he feels like in some ways he let her down too, because he left sooner than what he had wanted to. So I hope this is answering some questions that you have, or if it's giving you some comfort to know your dad is around you. He's really proud of you. He says that you were always real fast and kind of wiry, and just you were just always just always active, a very, very active person when growing up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me or anything?
No, I really was just kind of interested in the journey and what you had to say. So far, so good.
Okay, well, good. Well, thank you very much for your call. And if you decide you want to learn how to do this, then please let me know, and we'll be happy to clue you in on some of the cues and some of the things that we do to understand the energy around you. Okay?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So before we get to our next caller, I want to just talk a little bit more about intention, because I hope that I just demonstrated to you that I can make accurate statements to someone that I can't see, someone that I just hear their voice, someone that provides an imprint. And when you develop this ability, it's something that can be very powerful. And it's something that is natural. I hope I didn't look like I did anything unusual. I don't think my eyes went behind my head or anything. But they haven't today, but no, I'm just kidding. This can be a very powerful tool, and used inappropriately can really hurt people. And so I try to choose my words carefully, and I try to be very respectful of others if I can be. I mean, I make mistakes all the time. I make faux pas. I don't mean to, but it can damage someone because they're vulnerable. And, with Hannah, her father's in spirit, and it just felt like she was pretty close to him, and she took care of him and has taken care of her grandmother and also mother, when they were ill. And now she has a child that she takes care of at home, who's not on the ill side, but is on the side of being vulnerable and needing adult supervision or someone who's more capable around them. And she's doing a good job. But these abilities used properly can do a lot of good. But the first thing I had to learn was myself. I had to learn who I was. I had to learn the skills that I had in order to make these things work. And I can only give the impressions that come to me. And I'm not always correct. I misinterpret things at times. The information is correct. It's just the interpretation is wrong. So I never blame the information. I always blame myself if something is incorrect. But the intention is always there to be helpful and to use my abilities. And when I am told I'm wrong, I kind of review what's going on with me to make me understand how I made that mistake. So let's go to Tony in Layton, Utah. Wow, Utah. So Tony, are you there?
I am.
How are you today?
I'm doing okay. It's one of my good days.
You're getting there? Okay. Well, Tony, you ever tap into your own psychic abilities?
A little bit, but not too much. I leave it for others.
You what? You depend on others?
I leave it to others.
You leave it to others. Okay. Okay. Well, Tony, have you been crying? Has there been a lot of stress around you lately?
A lot of stress.
Okay, because it just feels like it's getting a little bit overwhelming. Is that right?
I am.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. It just feels like, you're trying to find a way for some relief, and sometimes it doesn't look like relief is in sight. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, are you having some issues with a man and maybe some other family members, or a husband and other family members?
No.
Okay. Where is the stress
Maybe a
coming?
sister, but not a man.
Sister. Okay. Are you working?
No.
You're not working. Okay. So where's the stress coming from? Because it feels like it's kind of heavy-handed around you.
Health. My health is not.
Your health? Okay. Okay. Do you have a male doctor?
My primary care is male. Yes.
Okay. All right. Because it just seems like he's on your mind. So this stress is from your health, and so this is something that you're learning to manage. Do you feel like you're making progress on your health?
I am. Yeah, I do feel that way.
Okay.
It's going to be a long road.
It just feels like it's a slow process for you. Okay. So now you've never smoked or anything, have you?
Nope. That is correct.
You did what?
I have never smoked. That's correct.
You've never smoked? Okay. There seems to be a woman around you who smoked. Was this a mother or grandmother in spirit who smoked?
It'd be both, but yeah, my mom smoked most of my childhood.
Are they in spirit, or are they still here?
Spirit.
They're in spirit, okay. Because mother and grandmother, I'm just seeing smoking women, and I'm sorry I imposed that upon you. But this does feel like it's a tough health issue, and so you're kind of leaving it you're trusting your doctor, and that's why I felt like it was this was almost husband energy, because you depend upon this primary care doctor, okay? And so you may have other doctors around as supporting or specialists. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. So it makes sense now, because I got man, and then I got other people, and I thought it was all family because you just seem to be going to these doctors quite a bit and interacting with them. So I didn't want to throw your sister under the bus either, but it just seems to me like just continuing your therapy and the program that you're on is going to help you. And it is going to, you're going to see progress, although it's slow. It's something that is going to be helpful. Now, have you had any mobility problems?
A little bit due to the health.
Okay.
That's basically why I'm not working.
Okay, because it seems, has there been any rehab or occupational therapy or anything?
There has, but when I go to that, unfortunately, I get worse. And so we had to try something different.
Slow it down, yeah. Well, it's just something about going at your own pace and trying to figure out, where you can get energy and how you can build yourself up again. So, I hope I'm being positive towards you, because I certainly want to be. It's just that it does feel like you've been under this stress, and it's hard to kind of detach and separate from the situation that you're in. But it seems to me you're doing the best that you can in order to do that. Now, do you have pets at all?
There are pets in the house that I live in. They're not mine, but
they're not yours. Okay. And then also, this is kind of odd, so I have to say it. Do you ever work crossword puzzles or play a lot of video games or anything?
yeah, that's what I do every day.
That's what you do. Okay, all right. Because it just seeing you play these games, it kind of keeps your mind off things. Is that right?
Yeah, especially the crossword puzzles. They help me, keep my mind on something other than my health.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you keep your mind active, and it's good that you are keeping your disposition good, because it feels like so you're living with the family, or are you living with several other people?
Just other people, but they're close. The ladies that I live with are close enough to be my family.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it just seems like they are very supportive of you, and they're doing the best they can to keep you in a good situation. And the thing is, they know that if the situation was reversed, that you would be there for them, and so that's what I'm hearing. Now, one other thing, do you like to cook?
I do. I don't do much. My dad actually was a chef.
Okay. All right. So your dad may be coming in, because it just seems to me, and I don't know if you feel well enough to do that, but sometimes cooking can be another diversion, or it could be something that if you have a favorite recipe, if you haven't cooked it in a while, to go ahead and make that for yourself or for the other people that you're living with, because I also feel like you want to do your best to contribute as much as you can, but you're limited. So you're doing everything that that you possibly can, and I just hope that you'll continue to fight this battle until you overcome it. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and good luck to you.
Thank you for talking to me. You have a good day.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, as you can tell, this was a little more complicated reading, and so we wish Tony the very best. But she is under a lot of stress because of the illness. Illness is terribly stressful, and because we want to get better as quickly as we can, and we don't feel like we feel like we're wasting. I know when I'm sick, I'm a little angry because I don't feel well, and I've got things to do, and I want to get out there and resume my normal activity. But I just have to respect the situation I'm in and get better as I can. So that's one thing, though, I want to also tell you is that even when you're ill, your psychic abilities are functional. Okay, your psychic abilities never stop. They just never stop. They're always there, and you will have the clarity of their use whatever illness you have, and you may not feel like talking about them or using them in the sense of in a functional way, but they're there if you just pay attention to them. I know because I've been real sick before, and the clairvoyance is there. Everything is still there. Nothing else changed. It's just my physical body was not feeling well. So that's one of the things I always like to tell people is that they never turn off. It's not like a switch that you can turn off. Now you can just not pay attention and not be bombarded so much, but you will always have your abilities with you. and it's just about learning them and learning yourself. And I talk ad nauseum about that psychic profile that I have developed, and that's something that you can always go back to and relate to when you are developing your skills. And as you learn yourself, which is a healthy activity, it will help you grow. Now, we're getting ready to end the show here in just a few minutes, but the thing is that if you've ever had religious issues with psychic ability, I respect that. But you have to understand, from my perspective, if you have a good understanding of your abilities, it enhances your faith. It enhances all the things that you believe in, especially if they're good and positive things, because what they do is they bring you a lot of joy. And once you have that joy, it makes you healthier. It makes life simpler. It makes life more clear and less suspicious. And you become a little more vulnerable because you kind of see things in a way that maybe others don't. And so instead of being suspicious of others, you can tap into their heart. You can tap into who they are and understand them better, and maybe give them some validation. And this way, they may not be as intimidating, or they may not be as guarded around you if you are sincere using your psychic abilities. Here recently I've been meeting a lot of empaths, and people don't realize that they're empaths, but they are. And I give them some examples. I said, people are always coming around you. People are always asking your opinion, and then you feel drained by them. And yes. And what's that? That's an empath. And that's more psychic feelings because it's being emotionally available. So I wanted to talk about intentions today because intentions are just the beginning of a psychic journey for you. And we've talked about them before, but hopefully you'll be able to think about that some more and apply that to your own life. So now we are going to be doing a lot of traveling this week. We're going to be going to Longview, Texas, and then we're going to make a quick turnaround and come back to Fort Worth. So quite a bit of driving. Last weekend I was up in Oklahoma, and I drove through that terrible devastation through Marietta, Oklahoma, and Sulphur, and it was just awful. So I want to also take a moment to thank my sponsor, Miracles of Joy. Be sure to go to their online store and use their promo code PSO223 and get a big discount. So be sure to like my Facebook page, and be sure to listen to Amanda Hall. She's coming up. So with that, take care. I'm John Capello. This is The Psychic Side, and I know we have a few more seconds. So if you want to contact me and get a reading, go to John at johncapello.com, send me an email, or go to my website. And I look forward to meeting you sometime. So with that, we'll say so long. Take care. Bye-bye.
watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic all the way from the Gold Coast. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic week wherever you are in this planet of ours. Isn't it interesting to see how political sort of arenas are playing out around the world? Everybody seems to be jumping and dancing to different tunes and sort of trying to sort things out. Let's hope that they find some sort of resolution in the Middle East, that we can get a permanent ceasefire there. That would be amazing, and followed by Ukraine, and then the world would be a much more peaceful place. We can always hope, and we can always live in positive energy, hoping for the best possible outcome for things that are happening around the world. So in our part of the world this week, it's the Simply Tarot card of the week, which is called the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is the offer of is the card of security, but it's also the offer of a helping hand. And that's why I brought up about the trouble in the Middle East, and, you know, we're looking at the potential ceasefire there, for even if it is only temporary, that maybe, just maybe, with a card like this coming out for the week, maybe we can offer to give people around us a helping hand, that maybe we can make things a little bit brighter, a little bit better for the people that are in our little universe. And sometimes just by being there and giving somebody that emotional support, or your offer of emotional support, or anything that I can do. Can I bake you a pie? Can I do this? Can I pick the kids up from school? Can sometimes be the turning point in somebody's week, that finally, that, you know, somebody does care, and it just takes that little bit of pressure off somebody. It's a really positive card. It's a lovely card. To me, it's a card that sort of says everything's going to be right with our world, even if it is only temporary, because we've got the divine hand here. We've got, you know, somebody offering a helping hand, whether that's coming from a divine place, or whether it's coming from your neighbour, or somebody close to you, or somebody that you've never met before. Sometimes we randomly meet people in a shopping centre and they become our new best friend. So this week, astrologically, it's almost, I'm going to call it the Taurus show, because just about every planet's sitting in Taurus, or that's what it feels like at the moment too. I know I've been banging on for a little while now on the show that I've never seen, in all the years I've been in astrology, which has been over 40 years, I've never seen such a concentration of energy all in sort of a very small sector of the zodiac, because the zodiac wheel is actually 360 degrees in circumference. And what I'm talking about is there's a lot of concentration in just about 90 to 95 degrees. And that's a very small portion of 360 degrees. So it feels like that everything sort of seems to be stuck. It's not stuck. Things are still moving. Things are still moving around the universe. It's just that this is where the planetary configuration is at the moment, and it's sort of the intensity is there. So I'm going to talk about Taurus quite a lot. Now, when I talk about Taurus, I'm talking about the other signs of Virgo, Capricorn, and the opposite sign of Scorpio. But what that means for the rest of the 8 signs is this energy is also applicable to you. It's just in a more watered down sort of form. So it's not as intense. It's not something that you really have to get overly excited about. Yes, be aware of it. Work with the energy. Don't try and fight it. And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have as human beings. Somebody says, oh, no, you can't do that, and say, just watch me. And we tend to do that even on an astrological front. If, you know, we're given some pearls of wisdom there of how to handle our week or what's going on, we think, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then when we find things become difficult, or they're not as easy as we thought, we think, oh, maybe there was something in that. So maybe, just maybe, for the first time in a long time, maybe we should work with the energy, or try and work with the energy instead of against it. Maybe things will just become that little bit easier. I'm not going to say everything's going to be perfect. There's nothing perfect in life. You know, it's always about how we perceive something, how much energy we put into something, and whether it's right for us too. Don't forget, the universe has the master plan in their hand. We're only trying to be mere mortals here, trying to interpret what is in the heavens and what the heavenly bodies are starting to share with us. So we've got Venus, the planet of love and affection, is sitting in Taurus, holding hands or conjunct. The moon. Now, the moon is the emotional planet. Venus is the planet of love and affection, or where we look for the pretty things in our lives. The moon is our emotions. Now, our emotions aren't always on an upward beat. Sometimes our emotions are a little bit more on the negative side or a little bit on the melancholy side. So we need to be aware of that here. Just because we've got Venus holding hands with the moon doesn't mean everything's happy and happy joy in our love life, or that we're going to attract a wonderful new partner. It just means that our emotions are heightened. Yes, we are feeling comfortable because Venus is back in its own sign of Taurus. So Venus feels very comfortable here. The moon doesn't feel quite as comfortable here because the moon doesn't like to feel stuck. And because Taurus is such a fixed energy, the moon sometimes can feel a little bit uncomfortable here. Now, we've got the moon conjunct or holding hands, what's known as an Arabian part, which is where we're looking for the joy in our lives, where we're looking for what's known as the part of fortune, where we're looking to bring things to a conclusion, where we're looking for the utmost in what we can achieve in our life. Now, the part of fortune is also conjunct or holding hands, the sun in Taurus. So happy birthday to all the Taurians, as we're nearly, we're about halfway through the Taurian energy for this year. So we've got still quite a few birthdays to come. So it's really interesting when you put these things together. If you were searching for new love, regardless of your sign, I'm going to suggest to you that you start looking in places that bring you some sort of joy. Now, it could be an art gallery, it could be going to the swimming pool, it could be taking up hockey, it could be taking up mosaics, it could be anything that gives you joy. Now, by doing that, let's hope then that you're going to places where you're going to meet other people. If you're a female seeking a male companion, well, there's not much point in taking up flower arranging, is there? Because I don't know too many men that are going to go to flower arranging classes that you're going to potentially meet the love of your life. So we need to be looking at places where there's a mixture of people so that we can broaden our horizons on the people that we could meet. And sometimes we need to sort of take the emotion out of the situation that sort of, yes, okay, Venus is conjunct the moon, but we don't always have to be looking at it in an emotional way. We could be looking at it in a nice dreamy sort of way of looking at the moon and daydreaming and saying, oh, wow, I wish upon the moon for my new love. Let's turn it into a positive. So because we've got the part of fortune there, doesn't mean that this, the next person that comes into your life is going to be filthy rich. It just means that this is something that's a very fortunate position to put you in. And it's a time to shine. So, with it being in Taurus, with the sun sitting here, I'd be looking at Taurian type of things, maybe go to a new restaurant, maybe go to something that's connected to the arts or the theatre or something where there's lots of people and something that's very creative, because the Taurus energy does like comfort. It does like food too, and it likes sweet things in life, but it also likes to be entertained. It likes, it admires the beauty in things. So, go to something like that, go to a trade show on jewellery, something that's sort of different, something out of your wheelhouse if you're seeking love. Now, we also have Uranus, the planet of the unusual and the unexpected, has been sitting in Taurus for some time now. I've been talking about this for a matter of weeks now, where it's been conjunct Jupiter, the planet of opportunity and expansion and luck. Now, this conjunction or the holding hands situation is getting wider and wider by the day. Soon we won't have this in our orbit. Again, it's sitting in Taurus. So Uranus is the planet of the unusual and the unexpected. So it's like the bolt of lightning. It can strike out of nowhere. Now, Jupiter's the planet of expansion and opportunity, and that also means expanding waistlines. So be very careful here. If you are one of those earth signs, you could find at the moment you've got a really sweet tooth and really craving things that aren't necessarily good for us on a daily basis. Okay to have a treat, but it's not, shouldn't be the main focus of, eating things that we know that are overly sweet or not good for us. So we also have to be aware here, Jupiter is the planet of expansion and opportunity, but also Jupiter can take things away from you if it considers you're being too greedy. So you have to be really careful here. It is a balancing act. Yes, on one hand, Jupiter can bring opportunities and open doors for you that haven't opened previously, and it can happen suddenly because of Uranus. But if you lose sight of what you were actually aiming for, or you start to become greedy or doing it for the wrong reasons, then Jupiter will snatch it right out of your hands very, very quickly with the help of Uranus. So please be aware of that. Make sure things are in balance. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, is actually sitting in Aquarius at the moment. Now, this is a really nice place for Mercury to be sitting at the moment. No, Mercury's in Aries, I beg your pardon. And it's a really nice place for it to be sitting. So I want you to sort of understand that everything at the moment, as far as a communication level, is really sort of a positive time. It's like, let's make hay while the sun shines. We've got lots of opportunity to get messages out there, to get people to really listen to us and really be aware of what it is that we're trying to achieve in our lives at the moment. And that's a really, really good thing. Now, it's interesting because I feel that, you know, with Mercury in Aries and it's conjunct Chiron, the planet that's the wounded healer, or what's known as the wounded healer in a chart, we have an opportunity for all the fire signs, particularly that's Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, to really be able to capture and sort of sort through any emotional problem, any baggage that we might have brought in from a past life. It's the time that we can have some very, very healing conversations with family and friends, and we need to be very aware of what's actually happening in our universe. So the opposite sign of Aries is Libra, so it's just going to wash over the other signs. It's sort of like a time of great healing. You know, communication can be the greatest healer if we really put our listening ears on and listen to what somebody else is saying, that their point of view is equally as important. Now, we have Pluto, the planet of transformation, has just gone into Aquarius earlier in this year, and it's going to be there for a very, very, very long time. So it's like we really need to be aware and understand what it is that's actually going on with Pluto sitting in Aquarius. Now, Pluto's trying to transform things. It's trying to ask us that we need to look at things through a different set of eyes. Sometimes we need to think outside the square. Maybe we need to look for different abstract solutions in trying to sort out life's problems. Now, the sextile here is to Mars in Aries. So it's a really interesting combination, because on one hand, you're being asked to be individual, be different, think outside the square, you know, be bold, sort of look at how you can improve your life and improve the life of those around you. And then we have the sextile in Mars sitting in Aries that's sort of saying, hang on a minute, what about me? Because the Aries energy can be quite selfish, can be quite self-centered, but we need that too, because sometimes we need that motivation to get up off the couch. So I think as long as you've got one eye on other people around you and not looking at things in a negative, then I think that you can look at this in a positive way for what it is, that Pluto is trying to transform things in as much as the love that I'm going to give out to everybody, but also at the same time taking care of me. So we're going to take our first caller, which is Aubrey in Columbus in Georgia in the USA. Are you there, Aubrey? Hello? Are you there? Oh, well, looks like Aubrey's left us for the moment. I'll just keep trying to see if we can get Aubrey back. If not, I'll keep talking about astrology. So I'll just keep talking for a little bit. So, you know, with Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to be there for 20-odd years. So we've got a long time to really sort of understand what is actually sort of happening there and what is actually happening. Is Aubrey there now?
Yes. Hi, I'm here.
Hi, sweetie. Do you have a question I can answer for you, darling?
Not really, other than I just started a business and so far it's going well. Just wanted to know, like, what do you see in the future for this business?
All right. Really, really interesting, because as you were talking about it, and I know you said you've only just started, but what the universe was showing me or sharing with me was that there's still going to be some more changes to come with this. What you've started with isn't what we're going to end up with. It's like that's the beginning point, and I'm going to see you sort of manipulate, maneuver things around and sort of jiggle things around until you get it to a point that you feel that this is it. This is really comfortable. So don't be too cranky with yourself that, you know, if you started out selling oranges and you end up selling apples, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're having a go, that you're doing something that you're really passionate about. And I think it's going to grow and blossom with you. And sometimes, you know, it's just that initial starting point that we need something to get off the ground. So does it have a creative flair to what you're doing?
It's cleaning, commercial properties.
Okay, I don't know if I necessarily call that creative, but it may just be the way that you go about it. You know, have you got a different sort of system to other people? Have you got it to a point that you feel that you could replicate this?
Well, I received my first major contract last month, and I have, you know, to trust other people to clean it. And
Yes.
I'm just having doubts that they may mess it up for me. Sure.
Oh, well, of course you are, because, like, that's the one thing, and it's the beauty of being self-employed, is that, we're so confident in our own abilities that we don't know that we can let the reins go and have, trust someone else to do it as well as we can. It was interesting because they showed it to me as a creative endeavour, and I've never thought of cleaning as a creative endeavour, but, maybe you're going to be creative in the way that you do it, that you're going to have a system that, like as you hire people to do the work for you, that you'll have a system that, this is what you follow, like the ABCs. This is how we do things. We have a set system. We have a set, way that we approach something. And I think by doing that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be the boss. You've got to be the boss. You've got to be the leader. But in a way that I think that you can make it sort of fun. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just giving somebody a plain piece of paper with this is your list of duties, maybe you can put a bit of colour on there and make it a bit fun, or a pretty picture next to it or something like that to lighten it up, that everybody sort of gets the feeling that this is serious, but at the same time we can have a bit of fun. We can laugh and sing, while we're working if no one's around. You know what I mean? Make it a happy environment. Yeah. And I think you'll get more out of your employees that way, or the people that are working under you. I think this is just the beginning. I think you're going to end up with a number of really big contracts, and that's what I could see. It wasn't going to, as it started out, isn't where it's going to finish. And it probably just started out with you and a couple of trusty helpers, and you're going to expand it out to be something that's going to become really big. I'm not saying that it's going to end up being a franchise, but what I'm saying is I think you're going to end up with more than one group of people working under you. You'll have different groups of people on different sites doing different jobs, and it's just going to continue to grow. So keep going. I think you're on a winner here. You're making it fun, but you're also you're putting out there that what you do is very thorough, very professional, that, the companies that hire you will be able to rely on you. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, true. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. We're going to talk with Katie now in White River in Vermont. Are you there, Katie?
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Katie. Do you have a question I can answer for you, sweetie?
I guess just a general whatever you see. I didn't think of a question, to be honest.
No, that's okay. I always ask just in case there's something in particular that you've run into the show for, and I want to make sure that we get to that. Really, really interesting what they're showing me around you, Katie. It's sort of almost like the year has sort of almost come to a standstill for you at the moment. And I don't want you to panic by me saying that. What it means is I think you're actually a little bit ahead of the timetable that the universe had set down for you. You've been such a good girl and so diligent in, what you had to achieve, that you've actually ahead of time. So it's like, just enjoy this little bit of, nothing time where I can just do as I please for the moment. It's only going to be for a week or two, and then things start to ramp up again. Are you looking at a new job, or have you been thinking about that? Because they're showing me sort of question marks around a job and around study.
Yeah, I am pondering a couple of business ideas.
Right. But they're showing me study connected to it. So I'm looking at, when they show me study, that to me means that there's something we've still got to learn or something we've got to explore. I'm not saying go back and do a university degree. I'm just saying if you've been pondering a couple of business ideas, is there something more that you need to learn? Sometimes when we sort of decide to go in business, we've got this great idea, but we have no business ability. Do you know what I mean? We lack in that area, and that's why I think a lot of small businesses fail. Got a brilliant idea, but no idea how to run a business. Maybe that's the area that you need to sort of look at. What are your skills in that area? What do you know about it? What do you know about, any government compliance with a business that you might be looking to go into? They're all forms of study, because we've got to do the research. We've got to understand it completely, not just I've got this great idea. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I think it's a great idea. I think more it will come together around August, September this year. It's sort of like we're slowly building towards that. Also, I want to say to you, was 2023, was that a really difficult year emotionally?
Last year, yeah.
Because they're showing me that we're not quite there yet. Like there's still a tiny little bit more we've got to let go of. It was sort of like last year, it was sort of like you really had to put your house in order, was how they showed it to me on an emotional front. It's like I let go of a number of things. I came to terms with some things I can't change, and it's like now I feel like I'm empowered now, and that's good. That's a really nice position to be in. Who's the dark-headed man? And I don't mean your love interest. Who's the dark-headed man that, I don't know whether you had a falling out with? It's like, I want to bring him back into your life. Who's that? You may not be able to think of it off the top of your head. Okay, but it is somebody that, I want to be very clear, it was never a love interest. I felt this man was older than you, but it was as if we've had a disagreement or an argument over something, and it's like we need to mend that fence. I don't know why, but they've shown it to me 3 times as being important. So I can't tell you any more than other than he had dark hair, and it was I got almost just a little bit of the side view of it. You know, I know it was a male, but I know he's got dark hair, and I felt he was older than you. So I'll leave that with you. That will come to you. Whatever that is, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to backtrack and turn around and say you were sorry just to mend the fence. It's like we've got to clear that for whatever reason. We've got to either make up with that person or clear it completely, because that's the final part of last year's letting go of sort of the emotional stuff that you were working through. And it's like that's the final piece to that. And then once we get past that point, it's like everything, we throw the doors open and the sunshine comes in. So have you got 2 ideas that you're looking at as far as potential business ideas?
Kind of like, yeah, I think so, but I'm trying to figure out if I should blend them, like if one leads into the other.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's a very good idea, because I don't think they should be separate. I think somehow or another we've got to weave them together, even if we start off with one and then with the intention somewhere a bit further down the track when, you know, money permitting, the right timing or whatever, we weave the other one into it. To me, it's not saying one's any stronger than the other. So it's not a matter of which one do we start with first. You'll know that on an intuitive level, which way we go first. And then we'll be able to weave the other one in, I think, somewhere in that first 6 to 12 months. And then I think we're going to weave in a third part to that. But that'll be a bit further down the track. So it's like slow and steady is going to win this race. It's not something that you can, you know, jump out the starting gate 100 mile an hour. We've got to take this very slowly and make sure that we've got a good solid foundation underneath it, and make sure that we understand there seems to be a lot of complexity with rules or regulations behind this. Does that fit with what you're planning on doing? Yeah, because to me, I keep looking at
absolutely.
All this paperwork I've got to go through, you know, like that's the hard part. That's the drudgery part. What you're planning to do is exciting, but it's like we've got to make sure that we've got this rock solid foundation underneath it. Nothing can come back to bite you. And that's really, really important. I think that's where they brought in the little bit of the study. You know, it's going to seem like going back to school, you know, going through the complexities of what needs to be put in place to get this off the ground. But I think it's a brilliant idea. Whatever it is, it's great. I think you're going to do very well with it. It's something that people are going to turn around and say, gee, I didn't know I needed it until I saw it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, because a lot of people can say, oh, gee, that's a wonderful idea. Oh, I didn't know I needed that. You know, and it's sort of like, we call it here in Australia the bush telegraph, but it's sort of like a word of mouth thing. You know, like this day, I suppose it'd be the cell phone telegraph. You know, everybody's going to get on their cell phone and say, oh, have you seen this and have you seen that? And, you know, the social medias and things like that. So it's sort of, it's going to grow organically in that sort of way. It's a word of mouth situation that's really going to make it explode. But you have to make sure that we have this beyond a rock solid foundation. We've got to build it on granite, not on quicksand. So you've got to make sure that you cover all those bases. And when you think you've covered them all, go back and triple check that you have. I just don't want anybody to be able to come in and undermine you in any way, because there's always that risk. I mean, you know, you can have a brilliant idea and somebody else gets jealous. It's just the way of the world. Yeah. So I want to make sure that everything is rock solid for you. But I know you're going to do really well, Katie. You're on a winner here, sweetie. So I wish you well with that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That was so helpful. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. But it's just such a great idea. Not that they showed me what the idea was, they just showed me the information around it. But to me, it was something that was going to be life-changing, like sliced bread. You know, people are just it's going to become part of everyday life. And people can say, I didn't know I needed that until I got it. And it's a wonderful feeling. I mean, I think anytime you can go into business and, you know, yes, of course we go into business to make money, but if you can go into business and change even just one person's life with what you're doing, that's the greatest reward. That's better than any money.
That is the goal.
Yeah, and that's what I see around this. It's life-changing, and people are going to be emotional and happy and thank you, and, you know, it's sort of like, you know, I can see people holding onto your hands, not wanting to let go and saying, you don't understand what you've done for me. You've changed my life. And that's the greatest reward. I mean, yes, we all got to have money, but that's the reward that you're looking for. And it's really beautiful, Katie. Been a pleasure to work with you. So isn't it lovely when you meet people like Katie and Aubrey, where they're starting to sort of embark on new journeys, they're stepping out of their comfort zone, they're going into business, and, you know, we need people like that. We need people with that pioneering spirit that are prepared to take a risk and jump into something and do something that they're passionate about, even if I didn't think cleaning was terribly creative, not in my house anyway. It's not one of my favourite chores, but, you know, there's people that we are passionate about things like that. And that's what makes the world go round. We're all different. We're all individuals. We all have something else that we get excited about, and that's what makes the world such an interesting and fascinating place. And, you know, it's really important, and it's nice to see such, you know, women stepping out of their comfort zones and really sort of stepping up to the mark and sort of saying, I can do this. And it's really special, and I think really special more so this week, as here in Australia, and I know in the US of A, it's Mother's Day on the weekend. And, you know, we have some really important role models out there. We have some wonderful women that are leading the world in many, many professions in many, many ways. And even if they're just a stay-at-home mum, that's a really, really important job too, because they're raising our future generations. And that's a really important role. And I think we underestimate what motherhood is really about, and the role that mothers take. You know, they become everything, the chief cook and bottle washer and nurse and storyteller and, you know, everything. They're everything to a child, and we shouldn't underestimate that. So we really need to take the time and celebrate our mums while they're with us. And for those of you that have lost your mum, I understand it's going to be a difficult time, but you can celebrate your mum even if she's not here in a very, very special way. So this week I'm going to leave you with an extra special song that I really think is really fitting for all the mums. And even if you're not in our part of the world or in the USA where we're celebrating Mother's Day, it's still happy Mother's Day to wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to leave you with this beautiful Stevie Wonder song, Isn't She Lovely? So until next week, you are lovely. We'll see you then. Bye for now.